Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this public hearing to order. And I'll go ahead and I'll read the notice. The Town of Bethel, Connecticut notice of public hearing for the revision of transfer station fees. The Board of Selectmen for the Town of Bethel, Connecticut hereby gives notice that the public hearing will be held on Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. in meeting room A of the Clifford J. Hergen Municipal Center, 1 School Street, Bethel, 06801 for the consideration of adopting proposed transfer station fees for the Town of Bethel. This meeting is being held as set forth in section 93-11 of the Code of the Town of Bethel. The proposed changes to fees for the transfer station are set forth below. These changes in fees shall be effective January 1st, 2025. Dated at Bethel, Connecticut, this 20th day of November, 2024 by the Board of Selectmen, Daniel E. Carter, First Selectman, Brian N. Terzian, Selectman, and Richard C. Straighten, Selectman. The food scrap waste will change from $1 per bucket to 10 cents per pound. And tables, chairs, end tables, bed frames, desks, dressers, carpet, etc., from 25 cents per pound to 30 cents per pound. So that is the notice. We could open it up for any public comments. So I mean, I'll put this out here. When we came up with this for this food scrap waste, I mean, this is actually a great thing because we're encouraging again people to pay as you throw. By doing it per pound, we're actually getting a scale installed. Came from our grant money from through HRRA to have another scale. So this allows us to actually, have the resident come in and weigh it, know how much it is per pound. They're going to save some money. It also will be done in a way that they don't have to worry about what kind of container they have anymore. They can have a 5-gallon or whatever it is from Home Depot, or they can have a small container. They come in and dump it, and it's going to be 10 cents per pound. It's going to make it a lot easier for them. The table, chair, end table part, the bulky items, it was just very clear that we should charge a little bit more money for those. It does take us a lot more money to get rid of them. I don't think there's going to be big changes to our bottom line, but we do know with the 10 cents per pound, we still have a good chance of covering our transportation costs and all that until someday that we can have our own organics composting opportunity. So we're working on that. So that's just kind of the big picture. Any questions? I mean, we do have Tiffany here with HRA. Would you like to make any comments?
No, I'm just here as a resource to you.
Okay.
If you wanted some updates on how the program is going, you're absolutely covering the transportation costs right now. They are, because of the success of the 12-month pilot, Connecticut extended the pilot period into October of 2025, and they granted $24,950 additional dollars, which we're using for the scale installation and the upgrades to the existing scale. And your transportation costs are still covered by grant funds so far. So there's been no outlay from town funds whatsoever during the pilot period. And as it stands currently, if it were to be on your dime, it would be covered. The 10 cents per pound would cover what transportation and disposal is.
What are other towns doing? Are they raising their rates?
You're on par with towns that are using UBT at 10 cents a pound. Reading is the first one that comes to mind. Their MSW is actually 30 cents, went up to 30 cents, but their food scraps are 10 cents per pound. Other towns, in order to get usually the new programs, to get the programs off the ground, they offer it for free. But at some point, they'll likely change to charging for it as well. Usually in those situations, they charge for the kit, the food scraps kit, which helps generate revenue to cover the cost of transportation.
How much does the average bucket weigh?
The average bucket, that's a very good question. I don't have that off the top of my head, but I can certainly get it for you. When you go to 10 cents per pound, we're looking at what the total weight, because you're getting 10 cents for all of that pound. Are there residents that are bringing, that are going to save money, that are now paying $1, but actually they're going to have more food scraps, and maybe, it costs $1.05, $1.10, or $1.20, likely. But I would say most of them are under, at least the ones that I've observed, depositing food scraps while I'm at the transfer station, it's definitely under $1. They're not bringing 10 pounds of food waste.
Good.
The ones who are participating now, we like to think of them as early adopters. They understand the program. They understand why they're doing this. It's not for financial reasons that they're participating. It's because they feel it's the right thing to do for the environment, and they know they're getting compost in the spring. So it's the ones that we'll target next are the ones that can actually see a cost savings from their MSW by getting their food scraps out.
I mean, the only other thing is, you know, when we raise the bulky waste and, you know, I don't know what our agreement is with, do we guarantee them a certain amount of tonnage a year?
With, Oak Ridge,
Yeah.
I don't know that we guarantee them a certain amount.
Okay.
Are you worried about we're getting less?
I'm just, you know,
I see.
Well,
you know, I mean, as,
Yeah.
you know, the further.
Yeah.
And listen, we're not a transfer station in the sense that, you know, that could handle dump trucks coming in and dumping stuff. So I get it.
Right.
You know, I just, as long as
So-
we don't have a guarantee with them
Yeah.
saying, we have to give you
Well,
this.
I can look at that, but actually
Specifically
want to,
from the town,
Yeah.
I do not believe that there is
No.
any right language of that sort in the relationship with HRA.
We're all good, so.
so,
Yeah, I mean, it just might decrease the usage a little bit if it becomes cheaper to bring
Yeah.
it to the mom and pops over on Oak Ridge, you know, over there.
Mhm.
That is, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
we're
still
really
think this
not,
is pretty cheap.
yeah.
Mom and Pop just looks at it and goes, that's what it is. They don't even weigh it.
Yeah,
Six-
they
yeah.
eyeball it, plus they charge a $5 day pass whenever you go. So non-residents of Danbury have to pay to use the mom and pop.
They're just adding it into their price when they say they add $5.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll do that. Okay. I don't want to go into too much further discussion about this unless there's questions specifically, because we're actually going to take this up in our meeting, right? Because this is technically a public hearing. And you're the public.
I guess.
You're it today.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Good. Okay. Well, seeing no other folks online and nobody in the room, I will declare this public hearing closed. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. And if at any time you need information, you need data, we're happy to provide it.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.